Today on Glenn's Speed Shop, we take three different size Honda generators, we tie them all together and find out if their combined output, if you could add up all three of their ratings, or do you get 3 times the smallest generator? Stay tuned. Good day, YouTube. It is the 16th of November 2020. This is a video I've been wanting to do literally for years. It's not just a viewer question, it's I want to know myself. So we're going to find out together. I've had the Honda EU series generators. I own 7 of them. I've had my first one, oh gosh, 10, 12, 14 years ago. Long time, maybe longer. I believe this one right there is my first one, and that's my second one. I asked the question when we got RV. We got a 28-foot fifth wheel back in the day that had central air, and I wanted to be able to run the central air conditioning. It was at that point when I purchased my second EU2000, and I built my own harness to tie those together. I have a previous video on the harness that I built to run my fifth wheel on 2 EU2000s without purchasing the companion generator. I encourage you to watch that video. The question that I asked was, because at the time I had a EU1000 and an EU2000, if I tied them together, do I get 3,000? Nominal. Well, the folks that I asked, Honda online, said no, what you'll get is 2 times the smallest generator. So if you tied a 1000 and a 2000 together, you would get 2000. Well, that didn't work out for me. I needed to run an air conditioner over 2000. Okay, so I bought a second 2000, tied them together, and the rest is history. Fast forward many years, I still have that burning question: what happens if you tie 3 different size generators together? Is their output cumulative? Could you add 1000 to 2000 to 3000 and get 6000? Or if you tied 3 generators together, do you get 3 times the smallest generator, which would in this case would be 3000? That is a burning question. So here's the setup. Here's what we're going to do today. On the shop floor, I have 3 roughly 1500 watt infrared heaters. They are all tied into the same outlet. Also tied into that outlet in corner number right front is the EU1000 Honda generator. I did that because my current wiring harness only provides connections for 2 generators. So I've got a harness plugged into the EU3000 handy Honda generator here. It is plugged into the EU2000 here. It's a cord that I made. If you want more information, you can see my other video. It's actually to a RV outlet in that box, which I have a adapter and a 3-way splitter plugged into, yes, this cord, which comes all the way over here to a 4-plex outlet. Those are 20 amp rated outlets in a steel box, and all 3 heaters are plugged into it, and the EU1000. Now I chose to plug the EU1000 into that. I do have one more harness to tie the generators together. This is an Atima brand. It fits the Honda generators. They're a little less money. You can find them on Amazon. I also have a video on this, but I'm unwilling to cut this up, and you really can't get into the connectors to, because they're safe. So I did create a double male-ended cord, or a couple wires, to tie the little 1000 in. I tied it in right there at the outlet. The idea is that they're all connected together. And then to get these to sync, you start one generator, you get them all plugged in, and then you start the other 2 one at a time. Okay, I'll show you how we're going to test. Okay, I have 3 amp meters, clamp-on amp meters. Okay, we are going to clamp an amp meter onto the output cable of all 3 generators and have all 3 meters running at the same time. Now, there's only 2 things that can happen here. One is they'll all put out the same output until the smallest generator's maximum has been reached, and then they will not put out additional current beyond that. So the 1000 is going to be the limiting factor of the 3 generators. It's going to put out its maximum current as we keep turning heaters on, and then the other 2 generators will either put out the exact same or very, very close, or they will allow themselves to put out more power than the EU1000 is. That's been the question, the burning question that everybody has asked, and that I asked of Honda when I first bought my first 2, my 1000 and my 2000. Does that make 3000? Today we find out. All right, how are we going to get this started? Well, it's time to start firing generators up, and then we'll put the meters on. So the EU1000, we'll make that one first. Most of these have run yesterday, although they were in storage for a year. These 2 were in storage for a year. Took about 20 pulls, get fuel up there, but it's all good now. Alright, EU1000 is working. Just for a moment, I'm going to turn on one of the heaters, and it's going to strain this generator. First, we need to turn the eco throttle off. So I'm going to turn on one of the heaters just a little bit. All right, it's not big enough generator to run that heater wide open. We just want to make sure it's working. Okay? That one's working. Now let's fire up the EU2000. If I can get in here. These heaters are about 1500 watts, 1400, 1300, somewhere in there. We did a little test run on them this morning. They draw about 8.5 amps a piece. So with these 2 generators running, let's turn on one heater. Putting meters on. So meter number 1, we want to go to 40 AC amps. All right. Going on. I told you we tested one earlier today, and it drew about 8.5 amps roughly. So the EU2000 is running at 6 amps, but the EU1000 is running at 4. heater. I hope the generators aren't so noisy it's drowning me out, but we got to run them. Tripped out. Okay, it's got the red light on. And the EU2000 was trying its hardest to keep up. So we've got a red light situation on the 1000. I'm going to have to shut it down and restart it. Amps on the little one, 6.2 on the 2000. This is almost already proved what's going on here. They are putting out different amperages sharing the load. I think it's time to fire up the 3000, add it to the mix. Okay, the 2000 went out. It's got a red light. We're gonna have to shut it off and restart it. Ooh, both of them do. The little guy's already gone on red light. It's not capable, it's share. I'm going to shut it down. Both the big dogs are running. This is 18 amps. I need to figure that out. Alright, I've shut the 3000 off and the 2000 is running the one heater. What I just noticed was that both generators were running 18 to 20 amps with only one heater plugged in. They were not happy being parallel together. All right, I think the test is concluded. All right, this test took a little bit to set up. It was also a little bit risky in retrospect. That last run, I had the EU3000 and the EU2000 running together, and on one parallel cable, running one heater, and they were both drawing significant current. I don't know where that current was going. It didn't blow the heater up, but I was concerned it might have been abusing the little 1000 generator or abusing each other. So somehow or another they are not compatible running together. I have seen some information on the internet about it depends on what the serial numbers are. I sort of kiboshed that, but sounds like that was probably true. We did understand that the 1000 and the 2000 could put out different amounts of current. They were sharing the load as a percentage, I guess I would say. The 1000 shared about half the load of the 2000. So they could effectively run together, but again, once you hit that about 2000 watt range, or whatever its max capacity really is, something less than 2000, the 1000 is going to give up. So we have learned quite a little bit. I'm glad nothing got overworked or damaged or anything. But it was just something I've been wanting to know for a long time. I know a lot of you guys wanted to know for a long time. So I'm going to just put that out of my mind that I could ever parallel different size Honda generators effectively. I don't think it's a good idea. Like sizes, no problem. I've paralleled my 1000s, I've paralleled my 2000s. I don't have a second 3000, so I've never paralleled them. But I might. I am on the hunt for a EU7000. But I'm not on the hunt for one at the price of a new one for just backup for my house, I guess. So, gang, this was quite an experiment. I appreciate you coming along for the ride. Please subscribe to my channel. I've done a few other generator videos, as a matter of fact, and we'll do some more in the future. But for now, appreciate you watching, commenting, subscribing. Please hit the thumbs up button on the way out. I'd appreciate that. And we'll catch you on the next video.